Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope you're going to enjoy this Jack Benny episode, a special Christmas one for you.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Stay tuned after this Christmas episode of Jack Benny for our discussion.
Very good.
From Television City in Hollywood, the Jack Benny program, presented by Lucky Strike.
What makes a Lucky taste better? A Lucky's better taste begins on the farm. Yes, better taste begins with fine tobacco. Naturally light, mild, good-tasting tobacco. Tobacco that gets careful handling from the very moment it is picked. Tobacco that gets expert curing in the barns. Tobacco that gets sharp-eyed grading according to its quality. And then this tobacco reaches one of the most colorful and exciting events in tobacco land. The auction. This is a typical auction where tobacco is publicly sold to the highest bidder. There, an alert tobacco buyer has found a basket of exceptional quality. He signals his bid, but other buyers want this prime light leaf. The price goes higher and higher, but when the top bid is made, it is... Yes, sold to the American Tobacco Company, makers of Lucky Strike, another basket of fine, naturally good-tasting tobacco. You know, there's something extra that happens to Lucky's fine tobacco just before it's made into Lucky Strike cigarettes. Something that makes it taste so much better. It's toasted to taste better. It's toasted is the famous Lucky Strike process that tones up the tobacco, brings it to its peak of flavor, makes it taste even better, cleaner, fresher, smoother. So friends, be happy. Go Lucky. Remember, it's toasted to taste better.
I never knew a floor could get so dirty. Let's see what's on the rest of these list of things I have to do. I already dusted the bedroom and turned the mattresses and changed the linen. Oh, well. Ah, there's the phone. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Benny, this is Rochester.
Rochester, what do you want?
Oh, nothing. I just thought I'd call you and tell you I just finished playing 18 holes of golf.
Oh, you did, eh?
Uh-huh. Did you wash the living room windows?
Yes, yes.
Did you put out the garbage?
It's out, it's out.
Did you scrub the kitchen floor?
I'm scrubbing it now.
Good. What time will dinner be ready?
At 7 o'clock, and this is the last time I play gin rummy with you. And Rochester, I just thought of something. Why is it when we played that game of gin rummy that you insisted on wearing that Chinese kimono?
For 3 reasons. It's becoming, it's comfortable, and with those big sleeves, I can't lose.
Oh, so that's how you beat me, huh? Wearing the kimono with the big sleeves.
Don't get mad, boss. I only did that to play a joke on you.
Well, joke or no joke, I'll remember that. Goodbye. Next time I play cards with him. Oh, there's the door now.
Oh, pardon me, madam. I thought...
John, it's me. Come on in. Pardon me, madam.
world are you cleaning the house for? Where's Rochester?
Look, I don't want to discuss it now. If you want to stay here, just sit down and be quiet.
Well, I haven't seen you this upset since 1933 when they closed the banks.
Close the banks, close the banks. I wasn't excited. Little Russian roulette, and you make a big thing out of it.
Look, Jack, I know this is none of my business, but it's obvious you've been working too hard. Now, look, why don't you sit down over here and take it easy and relax a little bit? It'll do you good. Oh, say, I'll tell you, how about a game of cards? Little gin rummy.
Look, I don't want to play it. Gin rummy?
Yeah, Jack, yeah, sure. Where are the cards?
Well, look, the cards are in the drawer there. Get them out, will you?
Okay.
And deal them up. I'll be right back.
All right, hurry up now, won't you?
I will.
Okay. Hurry it up, Jack, will you?
I'm coming. I'm coming.
Okay. I'll deal 'em. Look, Jack, what's the idea of the Chinese kimono?
Well, I don't know. It relaxes me more, you know. I play much better with the kimono on it. Pick up your cards, Don.
Okay. Oh, boy, what a hand I've got.
You better have it, brother.
Hey, Rochester, we're all waiting for you. We're going around again.
Oh, I've changed my mind, Roy. I'm going back home. I just hate to stick Mr. Benny with all that housework.
Yeah, but you played him a game of gin rummy to get the day off. You won it fair and square.
Well, not exactly fair and square. You see, I wore a Chinese kimono.
Chinese kimono? What are you laughing at?
At one time, I had so many cards up my sleeve, they were so far up I had to go for them with a pair of chopsticks.
Rochester, you shouldn't do that to Mr. Benny.
Oh, we always play little tricks on each other to win. The last time we played Scrabble, he beat me with the word Mazel Tov.
Yeah, Mazel Tov means good luck.
Not to me, it didn't. Well, I'm gonna call Mr. Benny and tell him I'm on my way home.
Yeah, we're going around. I'll see you, Rog.
Okay, Roy.
Oh, Don! Don! Don, you're supposed to answer the phone, too, you know.
Oh. All right. Mr. Benny's residence, Don the downstairs maid speaking.
Hello, Mr. Wilson. Can I talk to Mr. Benny?
Oh, just a minute. It's for you, Jack. Rochester wants to talk to you.
All right. Hello?
Hello, boss. I'm on my way home.
Well, it's about time. Look, the Christmas cards haven't been addressed, the gifts haven't been wrapped, and we haven't even done our shopping yet at the market.
Well, if you'd like, I'll stop by the market on my way home.
Oh, no, you don't. You're always looking for the easy thing. You come home and address all of those Christmas cards. I'll do the shopping.
Well, don't forget to buy a turkey. Remember what happened Thanksgiving? It was embarrassing. 18 people sitting around your table with nothing to eat but mashed potatoes and cranberry sauce.
Gee, Rochester, I tried to get a turkey.
Well, this time buy one. You can't depend upon a raffle.
All right. Goodbye. Now, let's see. I gotta get a turkey.
What do I have to do after I finish with the dishes?
Well, then you have to wax the floor, you know, and wash the windows and clean out the garage and everything. I'm going out. I'll see you later.
Is that all?
Oh, no. At 7 o'clock, you have to cook dinner for Rochester. He ordered ham hocks under glass. I'll see you later. I'm going shopping.
market we must go, to market we must go. High though the prices be, to market we must go. Christmas shopping, counter hopping, running here and there. Hustle, bustle, bustle, hustle, people everywhere. Oh, hurry, hurry, buy that turkey, buy it by the pound. Your money flows like water, but it makes a different sound. Jingle, 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 jingle.
The market where we shop is packed from morn till night. The people love to push and shove, it's really quite a sight.
You gotta fight your way around the store and help yourself. But when you get where you should be, there's nothing on the shelf. Pork and beans, turnip greens, chicken soup with rice. Try to find some bacon rind or coffee, tea and spice.
Caviar by the jar, what a ritzy store.
Before you know you spent your dough, $300 or more. Stop and check your shopping list, be sure you don't forget. Buy yourself some Lucky Strikes, a toasted cigarette. Yes, Papa Lucky, we know you'll agree. Lucky Strike means fine tobacco, LSMFT. LSM, LSM, LSMFT. It's a fresher cigarette, the only smoke for me. Yes, when you're puffin', there is nothing like a Lucky Strike. Round and firm and fully packed. It's Lucky's you will like.
Do you mind?
See what I have to get here. A little list. See, Mrs. Grass's noodle soup, Dad's old-fashioned root beer, and Grandma's cookies. Gee, the whole family's working. Can of corn. I think I'll get that first. Oh, clerk. Yeah. Look, can you, where can I get to the corn department?
Oh, I'm looking at it.
What?
Yeah, I saw that act you did with those baskets.
I wasn't doing any yet. I just couldn't separate the baskets.
Well, that's strange. Aren't you Bernard McFadden?
Now, cut that out. All I'm trying to find out is where I can get a can of corn.
Oh, well, the canned vegetables are right on the end of this counter.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Hiya, bud.
Huh?
Long time no see.
Yeah. I always run into that racetrack tout every place I go.
Howdy do. You like to buy some nice fruit?
Fruit?
Nice fruit, yes?
How much are the oranges?
60 cents a dozen.
How much are the apples?
Oh, we got a special today for the apples. 5 pounds for a quarter.
5 pounds for a quarter? Well, give me 1 pound.
1 pound of apple are coming up, yes, sir. That's 6 cents.
6 cents?
6 cents, shoot.
You told me there were 25 cents for 5 pounds. I only want 1 pound. That's 5 cents.
Well, that's right, but this way a little more. Look at yourself. 1 pound to 2 ounces.
But I don't want 1 pound, 2 ounces. I want exactly 1 pound.
Well, all right, then I'll holler. 1 pound?
Yeah. Get here. Oh, caviar Romanoff. Now, here's some right here. Romanoff caviar. See, this is cheaper here in the market. I think I'll take 3 jars, then I'll take it over to Romanoff's and eat it. See, what else do I have to get? Oh, clerk.
Yes, can I be of Oh, it's you again.
Yes.
I didn't recognize you. Are those glasses, or are you wearing a wraparound windshield?
Now, look. You're supposed to help me go shopping here, and that's all I want. I'm trying to get some soup. Hey, why that drastic cut in the alphabet soup?
Oh, the company just found out the M's are missing.
The M's?
Yes, it's driving them crazy. People are eating the soup, but they can't spell out Mazel Tov.
What kind of soup have you got?
Chicken, vegetable, and scrabble.
Oh, never mind. Some of this.
Would you like a sample of our cake? Thank you. Would you?
Thank you.
Mommy, look, it's Jack Benny.
Why, so it is.
Is that the Jack Benny we watch on television all the time?
That's right.
Why does Daddy always get so mad when he says he's 39?
Because your daddy is 39. That's the reason.
Mommy, can I go over and get his autograph?
Me too.
Yes, go ahead. I'll wait for you.
Mr. Benny? Miss Benny, can we have your autograph?
Oh, yes, of course.
You can write it on our comic books.
Oh, certainly, I'll be glad to.
Mr. Benny, you're our favorite comedian.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
We think you're funnier than anybody.
Oh.
We even like you better than Captain Jet.
Captain Jet?
Mm-hmm. Zoom!
Him.
You know, Mr. Benny, you're so wonderful on radio and television. Why don't you ever make any movies?
Yeah. How come you never did make any pictures?
How come I never made any movies? Why, kids, I made... Well, never mind. Here you go.
Isn't it wonderful, Mr. Benny? A whole new generation coming up that'll never know.
Yes.
Goodbye, Mr. Benny, and thank you so much.
You're certainly welcome. You're welcome. Well, let's see what else. Here. Got to go to the meat department. I know that.
Bud. Bud.
Huh?
Come here a minute.
Who, me?
Yeah. Where you going?
I'm going to the meat department.
What are you going to get?
Turkey. What?
Get a rabbit.
A rabbit?
turkey may look good at the start, but the first thing you know, its legs are gone.
Well, I don't know. I had turkey at Mike Lyman's restaurant on Thanksgiving, and turkey was very popular.
Maybe so, but rabbit was the favorite in the Derby.
Well, are you sure?
Well, certainly. Just look at the selections. Rabbit is first choice.
Who picks them?
Chef Milani.
Well, I'm sorry, but I'm still going to get a turkey.
Why?
Come here a minute. I don't mind cooking rabbit, but I don't like carving it.
Why not?
I hate splitting hairs. I'm going to get a turkey.
Okay, it's your giblets.
This guy, I don't... Oh, there's what I want. Let's see. Some of this spinach. See, I think the cans are half price when they're dented. Oh, here, pork and beans. This I don't understand at all. Hey, is there another butcher here? Oh, butcher!
I'll be with you in justice. Well, Mr. Benny.
Mr. Kitzel! I didn't know you were working in the meat department here.
I'm only helping out during the Yuletide festivities.
Oh, I see. Gee, what nice turkeys. Did you kill all of them?
I only killed 3. The smog got the rest.
Oh, Mr. Kitzel, you're joking.
Ooh, yeah.
I thought so.
Well, what can what's your pleasure if I can be so accommodating, Mr. Benny?
Well, I'd like to get a turkey.
That's what I like, a man who knows what he wants.
Mm-hmm.
The last 4 people who came in for turkey switched to rabbit.
Oh, well, not me. I want a turkey. How much are they, Mr. Kitzel?
63 cents a pound.
63 cents a... Well, isn't that a lot of money for turkeys?
Say, they have to live too.
Yeah, but, gee, I don't know. Gosh, when I look at those turkeys lying there so cold and still, I get sentimental about it. I just think of them lying there now, like that. And just a little while ago, they were so hopping around, so carefree and happy and gay. Gee, how old were they when they were killed? Huh?
About 10 months.
Didn't even have a chance to enjoy life. God, I feel terrible.
You'd feel a lot worse if they were 73 cents a pound.
You keep out of this. Now, I've had just about enough of you, and don't bother me.
Oh, all right. You're so crabby when you spend money.
You know, I think I hate him.
I don't blame you. But, Mr. Benny, could you please make up your mind?
Well, I'm trying to decide, but gee, when I see this turkey lying there, I can't help but think of his mother. She must be lonesome.
Oh, don't worry. That's her laying next to you.
Oh, well, then I'll take both of them.
You know, and you wrap them up, and I'll come back and I'll see you later.
Yes,
huh?
I will. Thank you, Mr. Benny, and I'm very happy Yuletide.
Thank you. The same to you, Mr. Kitzel. Now I gotta go over and see. I'll be back to get some. I'll just see what else I have to get here. Now let's see. Oh, Clark! Clark!
Oh, it's you again. What is it now? You've caused me more trouble than anybody in the whole store.
Well, Clark, where are the paper napkins and the frozen foods and the ketchup and the mayonnaise and the canned peaches?
My goodness, can't you find anything?
No, I can't. It's your job to help me do my shopping.
Well, if that's what you want, okay, I'll do your shopping for you. Give me that list.
Now, wait a minute. Keep your hands off of me.
You
keep your hands off of me.
Do your shopping.
I don't I'm not a lady. Now, keep your hands off of me. I don't.
Jack will be back in just a minute, but first, a word to cigarette smokers.
Good news for filter tip smokers. Herbert Tarleton is now two ways, regular and filter, both king size, both with genuine cork tip. Tarleton's famous quality now comes to you with the new selective filter, the only filter of its kind. An entirely new concept in cigarette filtration, a filter tip of purified cellulose, incorporating activated charcoal, a filtering substance world famous as a purifying agent, notably for air, water, and beverages. Tarleton's new selective filter has unusual powers of selectivity, which hold back elements that can detract from the pleasure of smoking. The smooth, easy-drawing Tarleton filter gives you real filtration and smoking satisfaction. Look for the red, white, and blue stripes on the package. They identify the best in filtered smoking. Herbert Tarleton, the only filter with a genuine cork tip. A superior filter at a popular filter price.
Thank you very, very much, lady. You know, I don't do my own marketing very often, you see, as you can see. But ladies and gentlemen, 2 weeks from tonight, which is the day after Christmas, we're going to do our show from the San Diego Naval Training Station. For, well, we will have about 30,000 sailors watching us. I'm sure of that because that's an order. And don't forget now to watch Ann Southern next Sunday, and then we'll be back in 2 weeks. And, of course, I'll tell you something. With this marketing, you know, I have had the most awful time this Christmas trying to figure out gifts for people. Now, you know, I have to buy so many gifts personally for everybody, like for instance, everybody on my radio crew, everybody, my television crew, and my director, and my producer, and the cameraman, and everybody in the radio orchestra, and everybody in my television orchestra. Gee, I've spent about $28 already. God, I'm only half through. It costs you a fortune. But, of course, the big problem that I have every Christmas is trying to buy a gift for Mary. You know, Mary Livingston, you see, because, well, you know, she has everything. And the only thing last Christmas, I didn't have any trouble at all, because just before then, her maid quit, and she had to do her own housework, you see. So I bought her a mink mop. And it was very practical, because, you see, she could mop the floor in the morning and then wear it to Ciro's at night. And, of course, with Don Wilson, though, I have no problem at all, because yesterday I went down... Oh, I hear music. Yesterday, I went down and I bought him a belt in a store. Big belt for Don Wilson, you know. I just have to think it's 13 days till Christmas. I hope they had a chance to roll it up, you know what I mean? Well, anyway, I think we're at the finish, so Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hello again. This is Buck Benny speaking. I'm joined here with Kathy Fuller-Seeley, John Henderson, and Terry Phillips. And we are here to chat about Jack Benny, of course. And this, we're getting into that Christmas season, so we're going to bring you some Christmas episodes. This first one is called Christmas Shopping. It's a little different than our traditional Christmas shopping episode when we think of Christmas shopping. And I think we'll start with Kathy telling us a little bit about her impressions of the episode and the time it was from and so forth. Go ahead, Kathy.
Well, I so appreciate you pointing this one out for us, Daryl, because I've never seen it before. And I love, it feels like a piece of early television. It's very sort of 1954, live on a stage with a little bitty something that looks like a market. And young people today they need to realize that's what markets looked like back in the day. They weren't gigantic, warehouses like Costco or Walmart were, but still, they're trying to cram a lot into a little stage. I was very interested in the brand name product placements. A lot of Betty Crocker, some Bisquick, other kinds of things. And the fact that the turkeys had legs on them. So,
well, and I wonder if they did get paid for product placement back then, or if that was pre-product
either
placement.
That or the writers' families, ate plenty of boxed goods for months.
Months to come. Yeah. Or maybe they just got it provided free from those companies, knowing that it'd be seen. But I don't know. Terry, what were your thoughts on it?
I just had a couple of observations. One historical note that might have slipped past most viewers was when Frank Nelson was teasing Jack about having trouble pulling the shopping carts apart. And Jack said, it wasn't a routine. It was hard for me to do that. And Frank Nelson said, well, aren't you Bernard McFadden? Bernard McFadden was the kind of forerunner to Jack LaLanne, which is now another anachronism. I don't know, maybe the forerunner to Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was a bodybuilder.
Yes.
Became very famous for his, health advice and so forth. And
he was. I thought he was a governor, but that's all right.
maybe that too. But nobody would have missed that reference in 1954. Today, it's definitely an anachronism. And the other thing that I found amusing was that just as he often did on the radio, Jack seemed to run out of time at the end, and they kind of played him off the way they would, the orchestra would cue performers at the award ceremonies when they were running along.
Yeah.
But I think it was a setup. It didn't seem like something that truly caught him off guard. I think that was prearranged, but it was funny anyway.
Yeah, and that's kind of how they exited some of the radio shows, is they'd sort of have it be like he was yelling for somebody on the train and running by the train, and it would sort of just end there. But seemed like there could be more to it, but there wasn't. I thought well said, Terry. John, what do you think?
Yeah, you mentioned that when you see Christmas shopping episode, you think of the famous department store episodes, and this is instead a grocery store episode. But because of that, well, I still thought it was hilarious. I thought it was hilarious from start to finish. The beginning with the maid thing. Yes. I won't spoil it too much because it's hilarious. There's twists and turns. But I thought that whole section was hilarious. And then he gets to the grocery store, and this is the part that I could actually relate to. Like where he's trying to pull that card out. That has happened to me so many times. And it's very rare in a Jack Benny episode that I can actually relate to something from my real life. Like I definitely can see the humor in a lot of the things where they talk about everyday life, from the 50s or 40s or whatever, but it's rare that that's actually happened to me. And so I thought that was pretty fun. That was a pretty special thing. Yeah, and then the whole business with the cans and that kind of stuff I thought was hilarious.
Yes.
And I wrote a note that was Apple, but I can't remember what that was. What was the Apple thing?
Where to get exactly 5 pounds of apple.
That was such a good one.
Yes.
Who is that? I can never remember his name. He's a famous guy who always shows up on. Is it Benny Rubin?
Oh, Benny Rubin.
Benny Rubin, probably. Yeah.
I think it was Benny Rubin.
Yeah, so I thought that was my favorite gag. That was hilarious.
Well, and the fact it was visual and wouldn't have worked on radio. I suppose it could have. They could have said kind of what was. What are you doing taking a bite out of that? Or whatever. But it worked really well as visual. and we'd never seen it so many times. You're doing a gag that we've heard on radio so many times. You might be doing it visually, but we still can connect it together and go, oh, wait a minute, I've heard that one before. This was totally out of left field, and it was beautifully done, and I loved it.
Yeah. And there was one also historical thing that I noticed, which was they mentioned the bank runs of the 30s, and then how FDR closed the banks in 1933. So that was an interesting little, reference from their own lives.
Sure. Another historical thing that's interesting is how expensive groceries were. Grocery food took up something like 40% of the average family's budget.
Wow.
Back in the day. It's really amazing how much less expensive food has got. And that also reminds me about I loved the sportsman's routine. I'm so glad the middle commercial was there. Yeah. How well choreographed it was for something live, and the fact they're singers, not, but it all went great. And when they say spend $300, it's like, oh my God, that's like, $1,500 or more in today's money. Right. So indeed, groceries were a huge expense, and supermarkets were just starting. So in this time period, so it was something sort of very much in the, I want to say news, or something that's being talked about. These giant these ever growing grocery stores, because previously everything was behind the counter and you had to ask for it. Or measure things out. And so this was that and rattling the carts was a new bit in popular culture.
Yeah, I wonder if carts themselves were like a new thing, because there's several gags with the cart, and talking about the difference between radio and live television, things like that, where Frank Nelson and Jack Benny go behind, and everyone's just sort of like hearing the noises and wondering what's going to happen, and then they come out with a shopping cart gag.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, I love the stacked cans.
Yeah, that was good.
Because it could have gone many different ways, and they went a way we weren't expecting.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a great show overall. I mean, there's lots of great bits throughout this show. And like Kathy says about the Sportsman, I just thought I'd revisit that for a second. These live shows I love so much because usually, obviously, they're ones that weren't in the syndication package. They haven't been doctored in any way. So you usually end up with the real commercials, but also the Sportsman commercial inside the show. And if you watch, I'm sure people that are watching the versions for television that are the filmed versions that are in the package, they hardly know the Sportsman, because that's the part they always cut out. And so we don't get to see a lot of the Sportsman's bits. And so it's really nice with these live ones to actually get to see what the Sportsmen were doing. And they did, just like you say, a wonderful job. There's great productions that they had, and just a nice piece to get, a nice flavor to get that ties it back into the radio show so much more. So, yeah. But when I thought I mentioned the cart thing, because the cart, I just like John, I've experienced the exact same thing myself, and thought the same thing that John did. I was like, oh, there's something I've done I love it when I do something that's like Jack Benny, because I like to be like Jack Benny if I can. And like, oh yeah, I've had that same thing happen, and people making fun of me because I can't get the cart to come out. And that's just a fun thing to do.
I thought of one thing that has changed since then, which is the major smog problem in the Los Angeles area. That's not the problem that it used to be in the 50s.
Right.
And the other sort of like thing that's sort of like from those days, but not so much anymore, is the mink. Like a mink used to be, it's a big fluffy animal that they turn into a fur and a sort of like status symbol. So I think, I don't know, maybe you guys know better the history about that than I do, but
You're absolutely right. Mink used to be, what every woman was supposed to dream of. It was, jewels and furs. Yeah. And now,
now it's the source of the coronavirus.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and minks, I'd say it was around the 70s where mink really started to get more of a bad name and so forth, and people didn't want to wear animals anymore and that sort of thing. I mean, certainly it's still done some. I mean, I worked I had my own Jack Benny series of moments in the 80s when I was working at a temporary position, and they'd put me out on different jobs where I'd do different things for a few days, and they put me on this mink auction. And so I worked with this guy that was very much what you would think might be a person that would, it was like having Frank Nelson be in charge of the minks, and I was his guy that helped him. And he was so funny. I want to see these, show me these. And so then I would flip the minks out, and he'd have a certain way he wanted me to flip them out. They'd all be on a chain, and there'd be all these minks on there, and he'd flip them out, and he'd look through them, and he'd figure out what he was going to bid on that lot, and he'd write himself a note, and then you put it back, and then I would like to see those now, and you throw those down.
That's not what I expected a mink auction to be like. I figured it'd be like, there
was that too. That was the later part. This was the part where we're just inspecting to see what he's going to bid on the minks, and then you had the and I had no idea what was going on there, but they'd get they'd get them bid up and get them. And there was this one set of minks that I liked that was different than everything else. And I told him, I said, I really like these ones. And he's like, yeah, those are really good, but I don't know. He said, I don't think you can make a long coat out of it. You have to make a short coat, but they are lovely, you know, and they were just a different coloring than most of the others. They were like a tan sort of color. And that got bid up pretty high, but he got outbid on that, and he was not going to go any further on that one. So he thought, and then afterwards he told me, he said, those minks you liked, he said, those are far too expensive, they went too high. And so I'm like, okay, great. But it was a fun experience to do that.
And none of them became mops. So
no, I don't think so. I do not think so. They were going pretty high as far as price goes. Anyway, just like I said, a fun episode overall. Just really different in the beginning, and I don't know. Were there many references to Christmas time? I guess there were a few, right? But
there were a couple,
yeah,
coming in a couple weeks and some teases and things.
Because when they redid it in '61, they redid it as a filmed episode, and when they redid it as a filmed episode, they changed the title to grocery shopping, which fit better than Christmas shopping. So and I watched it because I saw that first, of course, multiple times, and so I've just gotten used to this as the grocery shopping episode, and that's what I would think of it as. I'd never really connected it to Christmas.
Well, you would kind of think that if by the early 60s, Benny's very much in syndication, and Christmas episodes, people don't want to see them necessarily in other parts of the year.
Yeah.
So if you just call it grocery shopping, it can be shown anytime.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, isn't this also when at the beginning when Rochester said, you should buy one instead of relying on a raffle to get a turkey?
Oh yeah.
That's one of the pieces that ties it in. And then the other thing I was going to mention, to me, when I saw the shopping going on, I couldn't really relate to it. Kind of like Kathy was saying, where he was shopping didn't seem like any of our current grocery stores and things. But when I've been back visiting England and going to England here in the last 15 years or so, and a couple times, their grocery shopping experience is much more similar to that. It's a much more of a little hole in the wall sort of spot with a very contained little store, sort of a mom and pop feeling of the store, which was more of what this store is a little bit more like. So yeah, but on the other hand, on those little stores, you don't usually have a huge shopping cart that you have either. So it's like,
this is true.
Different, little mixed together. But anyway, I guess we'll leave that behind. Thanks, everybody. I hope everybody enjoys this episode that has at least a flavor of Christmas in it. And we're going to go on to an episode that has a whole lot of Christmas in it, which we'll be showing to you very soon.